In every story there's a secret, and in every secret a story. Can hatred survive even after death? In the year 897 AD, Rome witnessed one of the strangest events in human history. Pope Formosus had been dead for 9 months and buried in peace. But the man who succeeded him, Pope Stephen VI, wasn't willing to let him rest. One dark night, an unbelievable order was given. Dig up the body. And so Formosus's corpse was exhumed, dressed once again in papal robes and placed on a throne inside the Basilica of St. John Lateran in Rome, as if he were still alive. But the most terrifying part wasn't the corpse itself. It was the fact that the new pope had decided to put his dead predecessor on trial. As priests and nobles watched in disbelief, a deacon was appointed to speak on behalf of the man who had died months earlier, in what would later become known as the infamous Cadaver Synod. Formosus was accused of perjury, violating church law and obtaining the papacy illegally. But the verdict had already been decided. The corpse was found guilty. Formosus was stripped of his title, his decisions were declared invalid, and the 3 fingers of his right hand, the fingers used for blessings, were cut off before the body was buried again in a cemetery for foreigners. Yet the humiliation did not end there. Not long afterward, the body was exhumed once again, weighted down and thrown into the Tiber River. But what began as a display of power soon became a disaster. The people of Rome were horrified by the spectacle, and public opinion quickly turned against Pope Stephen VI. Within months, unrest swept through the city. Stephen was arrested, imprisoned, and eventually strangled to death in 897. Meanwhile, Formosus was posthumously restored. The rulings against him were overturned, and future trials of corpses were forbidden. In the end, the man who tried to erase his rival from history became one of the most infamous figures in the history of the papacy.